Computer. Lights.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday. I'm going to turn my camera just a little bit. The post where my camera is, it wanders. It just wanders off, wanders this way, wanders that way. I need to decide where it actually lives in real space and then bolt it down, I think, is what I need to do. And so, okay. So we're going to work on the commission work today. So we're going to be doing our Lao Kun one that we were doing earlier. And we're going to be working on that. Let's take a look. I will preface this by saying, yay, my cold is over, but now it has gone into my lungs, which means that I will be coughing, and I'm sorry. And I have, it's a box.
Incoming call from an unknown caller.
Right off the bat, getting calls from random people. I'm going to have to put my phone on silent, because that's probably thank you for shopping at Hilton hotels or whatever. All right. Okay. One other thing I need to do this morning. All right. I don't mean to be silent here, but I need to. Good morning, Brent. How are you this morning? So, normally I don't do the texting thing, but I know that if I don't text Alex now, he'll text me at 11 o'clock at the end of the show and say, we're going for a walk, and I'm not. I'm going to go to lunch with my buddy James. And he needs to know that. Going to lunch with James. There we go. Okay. So we're working on Lao Kun. Again, work. So he liked it a lot. What he was saying that he really wanted was he wanted to get rid of the squid part of this, not the tentacles, because the tentacles were fine, but the squid part, and move the horse over. So we're going to do that. It's actually not a hard fix. I can just pretty much do this. I'm going to just whale. So what I just did was cut and paste it. That way it's up on a different layer, because he wants this more like here, which is fine. But we're going to have to clear the layer out from underneath him. Ooh, we are on the wrong brush. My brain is still fuzzy. Like, probably shouldn't have done that. In fact, I'm just going to go on ahead and do this because otherwise I cannot see what I'm doing. All right. I'm going to make him into one big happy serpenty thing. No, why'd you do that? Why were you so dumb? I told you not to let the horse thingy in, and you let the horse thingy in. We'll clear everything but the horse here. Not to be confused with the rock group, everything but the girl. There we go. Hello, Luna. Ooh. Thanks for being my Trojan horse today. And one thing the Greeks really did not have was copy and paste. There we go. That's the quote that's going to end up on my tombstone. I can already tell. Right? I mean, like, how would you live without copy and paste? Man's greatest inventions. First there was fire, then came the wheel, then came copy and paste. I mean, right? Duplicate the layer. We'll move this guy right here. The idea, of course, is that there's, a whole bunch of people in the horse. Oh, there's people on the horse. Of course. Look at all those people in the horse. Yeah, I saw the sniffles, and I've got the cough now. But for the most part, all the rest of it's gone. So that's good. At least we're not having to deal with that anymore. But I could get irritating really quick by sniffling all the time. All right. So we've moved I made the Trojan horse now full of Trojan things. And that's cool. There. Blow my nose a little bit off screen so that we don't have to deal with that necessarily. And hopefully that makes it a little bit easier. Nope. All right. We'll have to rebuild the walls of Troy. Troy didn't even know his walls were like broken or anything. All right. I feel like this is one of those I need to get close in here to do this right. For that reason. All right. I see. We're going to be doing that game. All right. So when I look at Greek pottery involving this wall, I like the fact that it has the all of the most interesting sort of features of other castle walls. So if you've ever wondered what's the point of this kind of jagged wall, which you may not have wondered, why do they do that? And it's because that way archers can take cover behind here. So the walls have cover and open areas. That's it. Castellations. That's the word. I couldn't think of the word. It was just leaving me. But it gives you alternate locations of which for archers to take cover. So you can fire the arrows and then forget. That didn't come until later. Yep. Well, that didn't work. Okay, so we will have to merge this down first. Yeah, I mean, or give a pressed ham for exactly anything could happen. Ghost hand, that's a good point. I mean, it's interesting. Well, and actually the castellations started naturally when the bow and arrow was invented, or at least the long-armed javelin, something that could be either thrown or fired from up there on the top of the castle walls. Here we go. But I absolutely agree. It's so weird to think that we're going all the way back into the Mesopotamian era, and it's like they were already kind of working on this long game warfare stuff that we would still see thousands of years later. And we will clean up using the technical. We'll clean up this part right here, make this all sort of like a design choice. So it's still black down here, but it looks more like they intended to, because the wall needs to be white, but we want to put black down here to just sort of give gravity to what's going on down here. Like that. Yep, the age of guns, though. biggest problems was that trebuchets started to become a problem for castellation and things like that, and it became much more of a thing to fight on the ground at that point in time. It sort of drew the soldiers back out into the battlefield because of the trebuchets would take out the castellations, and that's still 5 or 6 tons of rock. So as soon as it came down on top of you, you'd still squish your archers. So there was sort of a change in battle tactics there for that. Let's give ourselves our door. Make it right here. There we go. There we go. Now we've opened the doors. Wow. I feel like we could probably... Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's... Things really changed on all kinds of fronts. I mean, obviously, it's no one thing. Problem I've got is I really think I should recenter this. He's not on a separate layer. That's an issue. Because now I got to think about that. Do I do that? And the truth of the matter is that I think I probably ought to just buckle down and do it. It's not going to get any better for us. But the truth is, he needs to be centered. He needs to be like in the middle here. And now that, especially since I put this graphic piece right here, what really needs to happen is I need to remove him, the squid, and the horse and the door from the background. and then make the background a different layer. So we're going to duplicate this layer. And we're going to just remove everything but him. And all of the pieces parts. This will take a bit of time, but it'll be worth it in the end because this will allow me to do a lot more with this composition. Like, we don't have control over a lot of this picture because I'm limited on what the background and foreground can do. Hey, no work for you tomorrow. Yeah, national holiday. It's the Marine's birthday, after all. Bet you didn't know that was a national holiday, huh? Totally a TIL for you guys. Although that's not exactly inaccurate, because it is Veterans Day, so it's not totally inaccurate. Right. Sorry guys, I'll be coughing for the next, if I know how this works, I'll be coughing for the next week or two. I can't seem to get just a normal head cold without it just going down and hanging out in my lungs. I don't know what causes it or why. I don't know what thing I'm doing. I don't know. All right. And that's a question, Ghost Hand. I'm curious. Does Brazil do anything for Armistice Day? I mean, seeing as how we were all like, oh, we're so proud of ourselves for ending the Great War. There'll be no other wars as bad as this war. And then the world laughed in World War II. Yep. And of course, nobody would ever expect another war to show up. All right. In every culture, it's something different. But it's interesting, Japan doesn't observe anything about 11/11 specifically. Yeah, right? I mean, like, World War I soldiers went right back into war. It's like, okay, we got to do something about this. Because I went and got that Humble bundle for all of the Corel Draw stuff, and now it has pop-ups on my computer, and I'm not sure about that at all. Because I don't need to know a Black Friday sale on it. Not you. I mean, the whole point behind this was right, PC, not computer. You weren't listening anyway. I mean, the most complicated part is right in here. Should have done this to begin with. Sometimes I end up paying a price for not doing it right the first time. Which is all right. We all make mistakes. Computer, fire photon torpedoes.
Firing photon torpedoes.
It's like 4 of them. And once again, that's it. Neighbor's house is toast again. Sorry, Kevin. It's funny that that was the thing where it was like, you know, I ordered my Alexa to fire photon torpedoes. And then it was, sorry, Kevin, about your truck. What's funnier about it is I've got a neighbor like 3 houses down whose name is actually Kevin. So it makes it even funnier because I actually do have a neighbor named Kevin. Although his truck is like a utility truck, so blowing it up probably would be very bad. I think I get in trouble with just all kinds of stuff, including his. There we go. And we'll go back in here and redraw and reinforce. There you go. There we go. Head up into here. Head up into hair. It's actually good because I noticed that I did actually like screw up some of his hair in here. Before. And I thought, you know what? I'll just leave it. But now that I'm actually back in here, I won't leave it since I am in here. There we go. We'll go up into this part. Oh, yeah, and destroy everything. Yay, good job. We do kind of have a big brush kind of going into here. But I like the bigger brush so I can do bigger chunks of this and remove a lot more of this picture if I need to. The bigger brush works. Bye-bye, curly hair. It's better than Johnson & Johnson product. There we go. Over here. We need the right tool. And this guy we can just grab like this and go delete. Right? And now we've got a lot more of this. We got to get this little section right here. But first, go over here. I'm trying really hard not to cough and hack and all the gross stuff into the microphone. So if you're wondering what's going on, I'm just clearing my nose from all of the wonderful crap that's in there. From having a cold. All right. One last part. We're actually going to go for a smaller brush on this because there's not a lot in here. And legitimately, once I clear out this middle section here, all I need to do then is just take the magic wand and select that section and hit delete, and then it's gone. And then I just go back through with just this guy right here and just interesting. All right. I'll double check to make sure that that's all empty. Make sure I didn't accidentally put something in white instead of erasing it. Awesome. Now we're going to do a mask for this. So we're going to take this guy. We're going to duplicate him. I'm going to put him up here. And we're just going to take the outline of this right here. We're going to cut it out of here. Right? And then we're just going to go through and do that with every little subsection here. So we're going to go through and like select that section there because we know that that's part of this, right? And go back up here. We'll take you and you, and then we'll go down here and we'll take that out of the mask as well. The significance of doing this in a mask is when you select bits and pieces of a different object like this, it will actually delete some of the black line. So when you have things that are really thin, like this area right here, which is really kind of thin, we're going to go back in and fill that on the mask. And if you have the mask set like it is, then all you need to do is just go in and do this. And you can fill it back in pretty quickly without destroying the black lines and the line work underneath it. So I always do masks on a separate layer. For this reason. And this mask is going to serve a couple of jobs. Its first job, obviously, is going to be to be the mask of where everything is, right? You know, like to show what we're keeping on this line and what we're not. But its second job is to make it so that whenever I decide I need to move all of these pieces over, I can also just select here on the mask. Excuse me. And if I hit turn off apply to connected pixels, then no matter what, your selection is exactly what you're looking for in the mask. So it's just Laocoon. So if I wanted to add another layer in and put in something else, it doesn't matter what, I could. So that's the benefit of it. Later, we'll put that in, but not right now. First thing we want to do is go back through here now and fix this, right? So here we go. This layer, not the mask layer, but this is the background layer. This is easier, a whole lot easier, right? Because we just need to remove everybody who's in here that's, you know, involved in this. Everything except for the wall, which I'm now noticing is not even remotely level. Nice. There we go. And then we will go through here. Yeah, I'm noticing that I'm not even remotely level. Come up here. We're gonna be very careful because we like this graphic design up here. And so we don't want to ruin the graphic design up there. Yeah, I mean, like totally Greeks. You guys didn't even have multiple layers either. Such backwards technology. Me talking smack to about the Greeks. That's logical. Just saying. Okay, copy and paste. This way we can just replace this right here. There we go. Pull this out right here. In fact, I can just pretty much go Zor. Well, Zorch to here anyway. Zorch. We can take this layer and duplicate him. We do the same thing right here. There we go. Pull this to here. And then we'll pull this one to there. There we go. And now we have at least somewhat repaired, which and we can take this here and just all the way down like so. I feel like now we can take and notice that this is probably not straight anymore. Thanks. Go bork and then redo it because uh-oh. Looks like we're having connection issues again. Okay. Well, the yellow bars are up again, so saying that we might be experiencing technical issues. Okay. As long as we're not, as long as you guys can still see me, we're good. All right. There we go. And maybe one more. And we'll cut it in half. There we go. And we'll take all of these guys and go boop, 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 boop. There. Now the wall is straight. That's a Comcast rolling outages. Wouldn't surprise me. I'm glad I pay so much money for Comcast to kill my show from time to time. All right, we're going to also take, well, it looks like this line here actually does kind of contact here, so we're going to go ahead and just do that so that we have all of this sort of in the same universe there, graphically. And now when we add this, these things are on top. So now that we can move them if we want to, right? If I want to move these guys over, which of course is the whole plan, I can easily do so to the center. I'm noticing also that we're going to have to do something about that though. So we will do that very thing. But now he can be centered in this piece, or at least the action line goes in through the center of it, which is a much straighter and cleaner. Yeah, I'll have to fix the bottom of it too. What I don't get is, where is my body generating all of this stuff from? Oh my goodness. Ugh. All right. So we're going to duplicate this pattern. The pattern's already there. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna have to wait. When we get in close like this, I can actually see like errors that need to be fixed. There we go. And maybe it's old age, but still. All right, so this is this pattern here. We're just going to take this pattern and move it straight over here and stick it right there. And again, it's off by a little bit, and I don't know how that happens, but okay. Other than I think I must have just not, well, it's very hard to align things in Clip Studio because the rulers function for it is complicated. And I haven't quite figured it all out yet. Because it's got a lot of really cool rulers and things like that, which work really well, provided you... Nope. There we go. So we'll just take this little section right there. And you. It's not there. That one's here. I'll have to go back and patch that up. But I can. That's there we go. Now that we've patched all this down, we'll do that. Patch this guy too. Something selected. Yep. That's all right. That'll work. Okay. And now we're going to have to deal with this tentacle, which is now off the main part of the picture, and now needs to be fixed. So we'll have to do that next. But first, I'm going to take both of these guys and move them back onto the screen so that I can deal with this, because this guy really needs to be its own unit. So we're going to take this part out and paste it.
It's time to take a quick break.
And we'll do that. And then we will, because that way we can move him and move him to where we want him to be. We need the right layer. There we go. Move him so that he's centered again. We might even be able to give him just a little bit more. You know what I mean? Just some more size. There we go. Okay, time to take a break, guys. Which apparently means to go blow my nose again for the 47,000th time. I'll see you in a second. All right, but everybody else, we gotta stand up and stretch and make sure that we're keeping everything kind of working. Here we go. So I got a jury summons today, but I called them and they said, we don't need you. So I was kind of sad. I have never not had a jury summons. I've never had a jury summons that I actually had to go sit on a jury. And it's kind of sad. It was to be kind of cool. Oh, well. Oh, wow. But I called them and they were like, nope, if your jury number is mentioned today, then, or after this message, then you do not need to report or something. And it was like, thank you, all of you jurors who your service has been noted and you need not come in. And I was like, would have been fun. But like I said, every time I say this, my best friend always reminds me, and he's not wrong, I'm going to end up on a child molestation case or something horrible that I'll be completely traumatized by for the rest of my life. I'll be like, why did I do that? You know, he's like, you know how things work. Okay. I think I like him here. He's a little bit more centered. I probably should move the Trojan horse down just a little bit because part of our problem here, of course, now is that our Trojan horse is now inside the castle walls a little bit there. So let's bring him down just a hair, just enough there's room on top. There we go. Oh, you know what? We're still on the wrong monitor. There we go. Just watching me. Okay, we're back to work. Now, looking at this, we can probably move this in even to like right here. And the reason I'm kind of pondering this is if I do this right here, I can take this line out, and this line. And merge these two lines together. Right? There we go. I'm going to take this guy and put him here and then just merge him down, right? Black ink and come back in and just fix this. And now we don't need to worry about this because now this can come all the way down. No, maybe it can't. Maybe we've made sort of, let's go ahead and do this. We're like, wow, that line goes nowhere. I always wonder if MC Escher that was what he did. Like, he'd start drawing something and he'd really screw it up. And then he'd be like, man, I messed it all up. Well, you know what? This is kind of cool. I'll keep going. Okay. There we go. The other thing we can do now is we can take this, and when we select all of it like this, even though we've got parts of it that aren't going to be like, they're not straightened out, we're going to have to figure all this stuff out. But we actually probably should redo this whole thing, this entire one. So we'll go ahead and do all and then delete. And that got rid of all of the white that's under there. We're going to go through here and we're going to redo that. And the reason we're going to do that is because now we've got this tentacle kind of going down like this. And so we want to kind of keep it in the picture. The other thing I'm noticing is like the tentacle doesn't connect over here. It really should. Like it's right here. Right? I mean, we've got like enough of this. There should even be like suckers under here. Sucker. And actually, I'm feeling kind of like this guy is just way too much. So now's the time to go through and kind of clean this guy up. Because I could probably do more like so. But I feel like anything that high up was way too high for what we were doing. There we go. The best part about this is that now I can bring down our Trojan horse, make him lower so that he's not so far up on the put him like right here. Right? Ooh, gotta watch out though, because he's not on a different layer. Let's put him on a different layer real quick. There we go. Apparently, we're having more issues than we need to be having here. There we go. And then we'll go through here. And we'll just kind of do this. When we're kind of dealing with this, I'll drop down the opacity a little so that I can see what's underneath it. And that helps me kind of guide what's going on here. Make sure that I've got everything before I merge the two together. Right, now looking at this, yeah, it looks a lot better. I think I can even be able to, I'm going to duplicate. Well, no, actually, this is our white layer. So we're just going to go on ahead and put white in like so. And then I'm going to just drop it down a little like that. Drop the opacity down. That way we can see what's going on. We can see what's going on underneath it. We can make a composition changes. Because I feel like we can make a couple of other composition changes with this now. So I'm going to go on ahead and merge those two together. I'm going to make a couple more composition changes. Right, so let's do that. We still want it to be to one side because we want to feel the pressure to one side. And we want to bring the Trojan horse into view at some point in time so people can see it. So we do kind of want this curve to go through like so. Excuse me. I'll take that. The other thing is, I'm noticing that whenever we're capturing this, there's obviously chatter on either side of this, which is making it hard to decide where the guide is on this. Right? Because this is a better way to see the guides. Because what we really should do is line up the center of this picture with the center of the background. Because then we got that really lined up together. Everything works. I'm going to bring the size up a little more and then move it over. Right? And since these dots indicate the center, that's going to look a whole lot more balanced. because it's going to be hard because of the fact that the character Lao Kun here is dealing with where the door is open to the Trojan horse and stuff like that. So all right, let's get in here. I'm going to go through here. Do this. And what we decided here was that this is the center of this picture, which works because that puts his head right smack in the middle, right? So that's going to work really well. I'm going to take this guy now, and we're going to go through and do what we did before. But first, it's really bugging me that the Trojan horse the wheels aren't level. Bothers me. Okay, let's go in and work on the horse. Because these guys are just they're not level, people. They're not level. More importantly, I think I could probably use a round tool for those wheels, and it would be much better. So let's go ahead and do a round tool for this, like this. Something more like that. Much more useful. Right? Much better. And then you can already see how we were off by a lot right there. Oh, that's all right. And you have a rubber look on them. Go do this. Have you seen the new airless tires? I'm so excited about airless tires. I cannot tell you how excited I am about airless tires. Nope. I mean, you know, I have a bunch of tireless air. Do you know what level you're on? No. There we go. I can go through here and just clean up all of this. Now it looks a whole lot better. Yeah, the 3D printed ones, but it's not just that. They are, interestingly, I actually had, this is another one of those I wish I had done things as a kid moments. My dad once explained to me how a bicycle wheel works, right? With the spokes. And he explained all of the pieces of how the spokes work. And I thought that was fascinating. Hang on real quick. Because my dad was very much into British cars, and he loved the spoked wheels, right? The wire wheel rims and stuff like that. And I remember one point in time I asked him, "Hey, I mean, those cars weigh a ton. How does a little thing no thicker than this pencil support the weight of that car?" And he said they all worked in unison. These guys on top were pulling and these guys on bottom were pushing to keep the center hub stable. And I said, well, I wonder why we don't make tires that way. With just like ribbons of rubber so that the top parts are pulling and the bottom parts are pushing. And my dad and I went, I don't know. Ha, ha, ha. And we went on about our way, and now they're doing exactly that. And I'm like, well, I could have been a multi-billionaire. I could have been a multi-billionaire right there. I oft say that the line between art and engineering is much, much thinner than than most people think it is. Artists and engineers are really close to one another because we're already sort of perceiving the world and taking a long, hard look at it and trying to decide how to fix it. This is exactly what engineers do. There we go. So, anyway, would have been my claim to fame, except it wasn't. Okay, this is still way too thin. I had this problem before. I didn't go up here and fix it. I really should have. It's so thin that it thinks it needs to. Also, while I'm up here, I can see this, right? I don't want to get rid of that there. And what's left here of that spot we had before. All right. We'll go through. We'll do the thing where we select everything. And then go down onto the white layer and delete, right? Now it looks like a ghost. Oh no, it's the ghost of Lao-kun. He's here to kill us again and stuff. Only way to check this is to put this in this kind of mode. Now we can take this guy and bring him up to 100%, right? And what we're going to do now is deselect. Now we can take this guy, and I don't know if I want to do that. I should do that. Work and YouTube. Woo! Just in case. I don't think there's anything back there that we need to worry about, but okay. Okay, now we're looking at this, and we're looking at it as a whole unit here. Everything looks pretty. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Whew! That one Took me by surprise. Just was not expecting that one. That was okay. Now I'm looking at the whole picture here, making sure my anatomy still fits. I feel like this needs to go more this way, right? I see his ankle there. His ankle's already bent. He hasn't even been eaten by the serpent yet. You know what I mean? So we're going to go through here. We're just going to push his ankle in a little more this way. All right. Yeah, his ankle's a little thick now. And looks a little bendy. That's right. Nobody will notice. Okay, so now that we've done this, what we're going to do is this. We're going to take this layer here, and we're going to take the connected pixels off. And we're going to select everything that isn't connected, which is the background. Then we're going to go up here, and we're going to duplicate this layer. Right, on this layer, we're going to then go up here, and we're going to hit it's on edit, outline selection. We're going to draw on the outline. We're going to give it a line width of 5. We're going to take a look, right? That didn't do diddly. What we need is more detail up here, okay? So at this particular size, we're going to need more than 5. So we're going to go, I guess it is on the inside. We're going to go on the inside. We're going to hit 10 and hit OK. There we go. I'm going to hit deselect. And now this has given us a little bit of a thick border up here that I may feel like is a little too thick. So we're going to hit undo, 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 undo. All right, we're going to try that again. We're going to try that trick again. This is the only problem I have. This is another one of the problems that I've got with. They put it somewhere else. I think 5 on the outside or on the inside is where we want it to be. There we go. Thick enough you can see where he's pushed beyond the border, but not so thick that it interferes with. And then because of the nature of this, some of this doesn't fit well. Like, I don't think that needs to be thicker, right? Nor this. Like, the ground doesn't need to be thicker. So we're going to just go through here with an eraser and just kill out all of this right through here. Here we go. Just like that. And I'll wipe this out there and wipe that out there. Also looking kind of at this guy, I don't feel like he needs to be heavily armored, so to speak. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that down and stuff. He doesn't need to be thicker. Right? Now I'm feeling a little bit more like this is exactly what we're looking for. All right. And now I'm feeling a lot better about this. Okay. The next thing we want to do is we're going to be putting in ground where the Trojan horse is coming in. That's going to fill the entire thing. I don't know why I thought that was going to go any differently than that. Nope. In line with the door, please. Little things make a big difference there. There we go. I like it too. I think we're getting solid here. I think we're really close to a finished product. We need to get rid of, on the outline layer, we need to get rid of the weird outline that has just added itself to this, because of course we did say the outside of this. There we go. So I'm going to call this, I think, good. I'm going to send it to him and see if this final revision works. Yeah, that's this guy here. But in order for this to actually work, we're going to have to do this. Duplicate the layer. And then turn that off and turn that off and turn that off. And then merge all of these together. And then duplicate that layer. And then this guy and this guy will get duplicated or merged. And then they can be put to multiply. And that's where you get the terracotta. Right? And now we've got that terracotta work that you see routinely. And it works very well. Okay. There's one last thing we need to put. And we need to, I got to move this to this window. I can't see anything over here. Are we not up and running? We're not up and running. Crap. Hang on. Administration. Taking forever to load. Wow, it's really taking forever to load. I knew that. I was just testing you. Yes, you passed totally. Passed. There we go. I don't know what's going on, but it's taking forever. I know exactly what's going on. There. Because we will need a hunko for this. I think it's funny that my stamp is going to be on here when that's very much a classic Japanese thing on Greek. I'm mixing like all of the styles. Crash. Okay. And I actually will go through, so that there isn't a problem with this, I'm going to go through and go to hue, saturation, and luminosity, which apparently is enough to really just mess with Clip Studio's mind. Okay, so yesterday, Yesterday, I merged all of my Star Trek folders together, which sounds like, okay, so what's the story? Well, the computer had a restart between now and then, and OneDrive does not load automatically. And even though I use my hunko, no, computer, stop. Thank you. So it restarted. My PC restarted. And when it does, I don't have OneDrive automatically loading. And I don't know why my signature gets removed from my hard drive all the time. But yeah, that's what's happening is right now, all of my Star Trek pictures are getting up and down, moving up and down on the OneDrive. And I have like the most obscure photos from Star Trek. I've got, set design and prop design and starships and photos of the cast, being silly and, all the things that I really do like, and it's all good. So we're going to save this as, well, first let's save it as a clip so that we can make sure that it's saved. All right. And now we'll save as in classic style. This is Final 2. Oh, well. All right. And there we go. That piece is now done and back out for analysis to make sure that he likes it just fine. And then I will give him at some point if he approves it. But I like it looking Greeky things, so like it looks like it's on a Greek pot, so that he can show it to. Because I think this is this is going to be his club's patch or something. So I think he's going to have to show it to his club to see whether they agree, and stuff. So there you go. I'm actually going to go on ahead and break early just because I'm still not quite 100%. And I have to actually go and fetch my my friend James and make sure that he is ready for lunch, which he may not be. And I know how this works because I've known this guy for 30 years now. I'm going to have to at least give him warning that I'm going to give him warning that we're going to go to lunch. Otherwise, he'll be like, I'm not ready yet. Give me another 5 minutes, 30 minutes later. I need just 5 more minutes, 30 minutes later. So if I give him a lot of warning, he's more likely to, be ready. So I'm going to go on ahead and do that. And I will see you all later. Thank you for joining me today, Brent, and thank you for joining me, Ghost Hand. I appreciate both of you guys for being here. Yeah, this is a good, solid stopping point. It works perfectly. We'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be less foggy in the brainy thing. So that'll work, and we will get everything going, and all will be good. And until then, I'll see you all tomorrow. And remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Bye.
Computer,